My beloved child, you are not here by accident. This moment did not find you randomly. These words did not reach you by mistake. Long before you arrived here, I saw the road you would walk. I saw the nights when your heart would feel tired. I saw the mornings when you would get up and keep going, even though something inside you felt heavy. I saw the prayers you would whisper. I saw the prayers you would stop speaking because waiting had become painful. I saw the moments when you would wonder why your heart felt so sensitive, why certain memories still returned, why some situations affected you more deeply than you expected. And today, my child, I want to tell you the real reason behind your feelings. You are not weak. You are not too emotional. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not losing yourself. Something deeper has been happening within you. For a long time, you thought your feelings were only confusion. You thought the heaviness meant something was wrong with you. You thought the sadness meant you were falling behind. You thought the restlessness meant you were ungrateful. You thought the silence meant I was absent. But my child, many of the feelings you have been carrying were not signs of failure. They were signs that your soul was trying to tell you something. They were signs that I was awakening places in you that had been buried beneath pressure, disappointment, fear, and survival. You were not just tired, you were carrying too much without bringing it fully to me. You were not just confused, you were outgrowing places, habits, and patterns that could no longer hold who I was forming you to become. You were not just sad, you were grieving things that ended, things that changed, and versions of yourself you thought you had lost. You were not just restless. I was stirring your spirit because I was preparing to lead you into a deeper season. My child, do not judge your feelings too quickly. Bring them to me. Let me show you what is hidden beneath them. Sometimes anxiety is not only fear. Sometimes it is the soul saying, I have been trying to control what only God can carry. Sometimes sadness is not only weakness. Sometimes it is the heart finally admitting, that hurt me more than I allowed myself to say. Sometimes exhaustion is not laziness. Sometimes it is the result of years of being strong without rest. Sometimes loneliness is not proof that you are unloved. Sometimes it is an invitation to return to the one who has never left you. And sometimes the deep ache inside you is not punishment. It is a holy reminder that you were created for more than survival. I know how long you have waited. I know the nights when you questioned whether anything would ever change. I know the moments when you looked at your life and wondered if you had missed something important. I know the prayers you stopped speaking out loud because hope had started to feel dangerous. You did not stop because you did not care. You stopped because disappointment had made your heart cautious. You stopped because every unanswered prayer felt like another weight. You stopped because you were tired of hoping for something that seemed delayed again and again. But listen to me carefully. Not one prayer was forgotten. Not one tear was wasted. Not one quiet act of patience was unseen. Not one season of waiting was meaningless. You measured time by clocks and calendars. I measured it by growth, readiness, healing, and protection. You looked at the surface and thought nothing was happening. But beneath what you could see, I was working carefully. I was strengthening roots before allowing branches to grow. I was closing doors that looked promising but would have led you away from peace. I was holding back things that would have crushed you if they arrived too soon. I was removing distractions you thought you needed. I was allowing silence to teach you how to listen deeper. You thought the delay meant denial. It did not. You thought the silence meant absence. It did not. You thought the waiting meant I had moved on. I had not. While you were wondering why life felt so quiet, I was doing the deepest work in places no one else could see. My beloved child, there were feelings you did not understand because you were changing from the inside. Some things no longer felt comfortable because I was making you more honest. Some places no longer felt peaceful because I was teaching you discernment. Some relationships began to feel heavy because I was showing you what had been draining your spirit. Some dreams began to feel different because I was purifying your desires. Some old habits began to feel empty because I was calling you into life. That discomfort was not always a sign that you were lost. Sometimes it was evidence that you were waking up. You had lived for so long trying to be acceptable to others, trying to be strong, trying to keep peace, trying not to disappoint anyone, trying to carry what others expected from you. But I did not create you to live under the constant pressure of performance. I created you to walk with me, to hear my voice, to carry peace, to become whole. The pain you walked through was not meaningless. It taught you compassion. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to notice what is false. It taught you how to value what is real. It taught you that not every open door is from me. It taught you that not every person who wants access deserves your heart. It taught you that your peace matters. It taught you that your soul was not created to be used, ignored, or emptied without care. The isolation was not empty either. I know it hurt. I know there were moments when you wondered why you felt so alone. But in that hidden place, I was removing noise. I was refining your focus. I was teaching you to stop depending on applause. I was giving your roots room to grow. A tree with shallow roots may grow quickly, but it cannot stand long in a storm. So I grew you slowly, quietly, deeply. The rejection was never the final word about your worth. It was often direction. It was protection. It was me guiding you away from places that could not hold the person you were becoming. You cried over doors I closed, but one day you will thank me for some of those closed doors. You grieved over people who left, but one day you will understand that their leaving made space for peace. You questioned the seasons that seemed delayed, but one day you will see that my timing was not careless. It was careful. My child, nothing was wasted. Everything surrendered to me can be used. The waiting, the pain, the confusion, the tears, the silence, the disappointment, the slow growth, the moments you thought were setbacks, the years you thought were lost. I can gather all of it. I can redeem all of it. I can use even what hurt you to form wisdom, tenderness, strength, and purpose inside you. But this message could not have come earlier. There were parts of you still healing. There were wounds that needed time. There were fears that still sounded too much like wisdom. There were desires that still needed to be purified. Earlier, you may have listened, but you were not yet ready to hear. There is a difference, my child. Listening receives sound. Hearing receives truth. Answers may satisfy curiosity, but truth transforms the heart. I waited until your faith became quieter but stronger. I waited until disappointment no longer controlled every decision. I waited until you stopped asking only, "When will it happen?" and started asking, "What are you forming in me while I wait?" That shift mattered. It showed that you were no longer only chasing outcomes. You were becoming ready to steward what I would give. You are not the same person you were when you first prayed for this. You are wiser now. You are steadier now. You are more grounded now. You know more about what peace feels like. You know more about what drains you. You know more about the difference between pressure and purpose. You know more about the difference between fear and discernment. You are not perfect. I never required perfection. Ready does not mean flawless. Ready means willing, humble enough to listen, strong enough to obey, soft enough to be led. You are no longer chasing signs the way you once did. You are learning to recognize my voice. You are no longer desperate only for change. You are becoming open to transformation. And that is why I am speaking to you now, not to excite you for a moment, not to make you restless, not to rush you blindly into the next thing. I am speaking to align you, to steady you, to help you understand what has been happening beneath the surface of your life. My child, the real reason behind your feelings is this. I have been drawing your heart back into alignment with mine. That is why some things felt heavy. That is why some things lost their attraction. That is why some situations no longer felt right. That is why your heart became more sensitive. That is why old patterns began to feel too small. That is why silence felt louder than before. I was not trying to confuse you. I was trying to awaken you. I was teaching you to stop ignoring the quiet warnings in your spirit. I was teaching you to stop calling anxiety wisdom. I was teaching you to stop calling exhaustion faithfulness. I was teaching you to stop calling people-pleasing love. I was teaching you to stop calling survival peace. You were created for more than simply getting through the day. You were created to live rooted in me. So when you feel unsettled, come to me before you run to conclusions. When your heart feels heavy, ask me what it is carrying. When you feel restless, ask me where I am leading. When you feel tired, ask me what burden was never yours. When you feel lonely, ask me where you have forgotten my nearness. I am not offended by your feelings. I want to meet you inside them. I want to teach you through them. I want to heal what they reveal. Do not bury what I am bringing to the surface. Do not silence what your soul is trying to surrender. Do not run from the places I am ready to touch. This is not the end of your story. This is a turning point. You are entering a season where you will understand more clearly why certain things had to wait, why certain doors had to close, why certain people could not stay, why certain desires had to be reshaped, why certain feelings kept returning. Not everything will be explained at once, but enough light will be given for the next step. And when you take that step with me, more light will come. My beloved child, you are ready now. Not because you know everything, not because you are never afraid, not because you have no questions. You are ready because your heart is finally willing to hear me deeper than your fear. You are ready because you have learned that my silence is not absence. You are ready because you have learned that delay is not denial. You are ready because you have learned that hidden seasons can still be holy. You are ready because even after everything, you are still here, still listening, still hoping, still reaching for me, and I am reaching for you too. So bring me your feelings. Bring me the heaviness. Bring me the confusion. Bring me the sadness. Bring me the questions. Bring me the hope you are afraid to touch. Bring me the part of you that still wonders if this season has meaning. I will not shame you for what you feel. I will show you what I am doing beneath it. Pray with me now. Father, show me the truth behind what I have been feeling. Teach me not to judge my heart too quickly. Help me recognize what you are healing. Help me release what I was never meant to carry. Help me trust the seasons I did not understand. Help me believe that nothing surrendered to you is wasted. Make me steady. Make me willing. Make me ready to hear your voice. And guide me into the peace you have been preparing for me. Amen. My child, this moment was not random. Your feelings have not been meaningless. Your waiting has not been wasted. Your tears have not been forgotten. Your hidden growth has not been ignored. I have been with you in every season, in the silence, in the waiting, in the disappointment, in the healing, in the becoming. And now I am speaking because you are finally ready to hear. Walk with me from here, slowly if needed, softly if needed, with questions if needed, but walk with me. The real reason behind your feelings was not that I left you, it was that I was leading you, deeper than you knew.